allocation of functions and functionaries to municipal trends, issues, and opportunities. This section we have three speakers. Mr. Mosomon Deputy Vandana Puras, Kota Sri Lanka. And from 3:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. we have a coffee break. From 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. is the continue of the section. So first of all, I would like to start our first section. Please welcome to Mrs. Hong Swandi, is the training coordinator of Siloka.
Mr. Dr. Kustu Badi Yafaya of Priya, Mrs. Alma Buta of Pritas, Mr. Musamon Deputy Takmagawada, honorable guests, distinguished representatives from regional and local NGOs, and from media, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Ms. Hidatus and Siloka staff, I would like to warmly welcome you to the Asian Regional Conference on Social Accountability in Municipal Governance. This two-day conference is part of joint initiative called Deepening Local Democratic Governance through Social Accountability in Asia, the LDG, supported by the United Nations Democracy Fund UNDEP and implementation by Priya, Pritas in Bangladesh and Sri Lanka in Cambodia. The objective of accountability, the objective of the conference is to create opportunity for the practitioner of social accountability with a focus on municipal governance to share their experience and draw lessons for future practices. For the past 2 years of project implementation, we have been quite successful in getting good cooperation from all the relevant stakeholders. The project aims to provide democratic practices in urban local government institutions through social accountability for improving the provision of basic service of clean water and sanitation to the most marginalized family in 2 of the 6 subcaps of Pong Samnan and Raiho of my municipality, Kota Province. This project focuses on enhancing organized civic action and engage citizens through mobilization, capacity building, dialogue between supply side and demand side, campaign and participatory monitoring to ensure accountability. The objective is to build the capacity of local intermediary CSO, local governance institutions, and community for influencing national and sub-national policy on social accountability and urban governance issues. The Khmer municipality was targeted in this project. It is located about 11 kilometers south of Phnom Penh. The municipality of Tha Khmer will be a major transition corridor for goods, services, and the workforce from the rural area to Phnom Penh. Besides the city of 31.78 square kilometers, with the local population of 65,867 has a lot of development potential. The municipality has been decentralized in the election of council of the city, province, municipality, district, and county administration in 2009. In the last few years, several big investment projects have poured into Tha Khmer. This phenomenon of rapid economic boom have changed and entire aspect of the municipality livelihood, and also brought challenge to its authority on social, infrastructural, and environmental changes. Development must be done without moving too fast, as it will threaten the sustainable and widening gap between the rich and poor in society. Individual economic gain may vary, but the provision of basic service of the public, especially to the poor and most marginalized families, should be considered carefully by the municipality. Equality and equity cannot be achieved by state and local authority alone without the participation from all stakeholders, in particular citizens. The project from the Cambodia side, implemented by Sri Lanka and partner with Tatmadaw municipality, is in accordance with the rectangular strategy of the regional government of Cambodia, and with the initiative support both from the Demand of Good Governance Project, the FGG, and the Ministry of Interior. The DLG has empowered both Tatmadaw Municipality Authority and its citizens, create the platform of regular dialogue and initiate the culture of cooperation among all concerned parties to accomplish the same developmental goal. The experience from these different practices combined will result in many lessons that can be used in the future activity. Hence, this two-day regional conference is the golden opportunity to draw lessons for future social accountability in municipal governance practice and for a wider audience in Asia. I hope you will take some more time to visit Phnom Penh City. Warm welcome and thank you.
A very good morning to all of you. Our very special thanks to Silaka of Cambodia, and Priya for bringing all of us, the practitioners from Cambodia, India, and Bangladesh. My special respect goes to Ms. Hong Sovani of Sri Lanka, Dr. Gustav Kanti Bandyopadhyay of India, Dr. Kim Sedra of SDRI, and very special respect to the Mayor of Bilashpur, India, the panel Mayor of Rakshani, Bangladesh. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to have all the practitioners together here in this room for sharing the very most challenges which we face with the issue of social accountability in relation with the municipalities, particularly in one of the most largest city, which is in India, Delhi, and Cambodia, and in Bangladesh, particularly Rakshani. This is very interesting in the sense that there are more problems in the cities compared to the rural, because these people are coming as floating population from the rural areas. And the cities are not actually welcoming them. Sorry, I miss Pakistan. My very special regards. the representative from Pakistan, Satika, who is also here, who has been a long-standing friend of us. And we are here to share all the experiences which we are facing from particularly Southeast Asia in relation to social accountability with the municipalities. We just mentioned here that this is most challenging work where we have been trying to work out that the services which is the constitutional rights of any citizens to be received, even though they are like coming as a floating population to the cities, but they are the ones who are most deprived. And we are trying to reach to the government, to the civil societies, to the development agencies, to advocate for those deprived and underdeveloped population who are actually out of jobs, out of the regular services which they are supposed to have. This will be a great opportunity for us to exchange our experiences, because more or less it's all the same. In Pakistan, it's a little bit different, but not much of a difference. India is a little bit ahead of us because they have been working in the sector for quite some time, and Priya has done a remarkable job, and that's what we actually know. Bangladesh also is struggling, Cambodia also is struggling, and this is very golden opportunity to learn from each other so that we can take our experiences and do higher advocacy for the most deprived population of the municipalities. I would not like to say that the government is not very friendly, but I have to admit that the government is not always very friendly to the urban sectors. But this is a case that's a very common case, that even with all the support which they are supposed to receive, hardly they receive, because there aren't very many people actually, or civil society organizations working in this sector. It's a sector which has more problems, and this is a sector where there is a great demand and need for doing even more work. We are very fortunate that the local government has given the authority to the municipalities to work more intensely, and we are here today with the support which we have received with the municipalities, so that how good the municipalities and the NGOs can work together to bring changes in the lives of the people in the slums. And this monitoring issue is it is not a monitoring issue, it's more of a support system and issue, so that we can bring some comfort to the lives of the people. With that, I would like to thank Priya Sinapa and all of you who are here in this room, so that we can bring back some of the experiences. And through this project, with the support of UNDF, I think we have done a great achievement in a very limited span of time. And this is the moment here today that we are going to exchange our the success and the challenges, so that we can be more strong enough to go for higher advocacy and do some solid work in the future.
Social accountability in municipality. Since we are running behind the schedule, I won't take much time. Two of my colleagues have already spoken about the the purpose of this workshop and also given a kind of outline, the way we want to organize this conversation for today and tomorrow. But I just want to say a few words to set the context in which we are organizing this conference. First of all, it's a kind of enormous pleasure to have you all in this conference. And in Priya, we have been organizing regional conferences for almost every 2 years. We try to bring practitioners together, particularly around the issues of civic engagement in local governance institutions, whether it's urban local governance institutions or rural local governance institutions. And for the last 1.5 decades, we have been working on this issue of civil participation, civic engagement, enhancing the capacities of institutions of local self-governance, and also enhancing capacities to become more responsive to the citizens, to become more accountable and transparent to the citizens, in order to sort of improve the overall governance of the local governance institutions. Now, we are organizing this conference at a time when our region, Asian region, is urbanizing at a fascinating rate. Just to quote some of the off-quote data statistics, of the world's 21 megacities, 12 are in Asia, including 7 of the largest 10 cities. So you could sort of imagine the vastness of this urbanization. About 60% people live in cities with under 1 million population. So it's not only the large cities, but also the vastness is spread in the small and medium-sized towns in our region. And particularly what has been interesting in the last 1.5 decades is the Asian economic rise has been largely fueled by the urban centers. And just to quote, that 60% of the GDP growth is fueled by the urban sector. So it's a kind of great prosperity, great economic achievement through these urban centers. But it has also another side where we could see large-scale poverty, and 1/4 of the people in Asia live below the poverty line. We see lots of deprivation and exclusion in these cities. So while cities are growing, but cities are also experiencing lots of exclusion, and particularly the poor and the marginalized. So we have to care about the growth of the cities, but at the same time we have to worry about this exclusion and deprivation. Access to basic services like water, sanitation, education, health, or housing. All these are real issues for a large section of the people living in urban areas. One thing which is particularly needs some attention is the increased violence in the cities, and including violence against the women. So how do we make our cities livable? How do we make our cities a peaceful and people where we can sort of grow with prosperity? So making the cities livable for all, or making them sites for inclusive growth and places for equal opportunities would require to pay attention how these cities are being governed. And the governance of these cities are the primary responsibility of the urban local municipalities. And therefore, how do we make our municipal governance, our elected municipal governance more responsive, more supportive to the citizens' requirements, citizens' needs and aspirations, but at the same time, how do we make them more transparent and accountable and capable to respond to the citizens' requirement? So, so far the responsibility was with the municipalities to do it, but it's no more attainable solution that one particular set of stakeholder can solve all these problems. Increasingly, we realize that all the stakeholders need to come, whether it is civil society organizations, citizens associations, local governance institutions, and other spheres of governance institutions. The private sector, they need to come together to address some of these issues and challenges that our cities are facing today. So this particular conference is a venue, an opportunity where where these multi-stakeholder practices has been tried out, where civil society organizations, citizens associations, municipalities, the technocrats, the municipal officers, elected representatives have come together and tried to solve the Indian problems. We want to learn from each other. And a special thanks to UN Democracy Fund, who has been supporting a particular project which we are implementing in India, Bangladesh, and Cambodia. But one of the opportunities that we wanted to create through this project is to bring practitioners from various Asian countries and sit together and reflect on our own practices and learn from each other and inform each other, so that when we go back, we can apply those lessons learned from this conference in our practical work, in our day-to-day work. And I'm quite happy that we have a cross-section of stakeholders present in this room. It's not only the civil society organizations, but many elected mayors, the municipal officers. They are present in this conference. So in a kind of, we are expecting that its partnership grow and prosper and in a positive direction, in a constructive engagement point of view. When we go back, we have more partnership flourished in the cities, and we jointly and collaboratively try to address some of these challenges. Now, my colleague has already introduced, how we are going to organize the conversation in this conference. Practically, we have tried to look at some of the emerging challenges. One of the challenges is, of course, the inadequate devolution of authorities to municipalities. So, what are the experiences? What are the trends? What are the newness in these discourse and debate in our region? So, how funds, functions, and functionaries have been devolved? What other things have been devolved to the municipalities in order to enhance their capacities to address some of these challenges? So that's one issue that we want to deliberate upon. A substantive section of our conference will look at citizen engagement and the practice of social accountability. And there is I want to underline this one. There is a specific reason why we wanted to organize our conference in Cambodia. In the past 7-8 years, this morning one of my Indian friends were asking, what change did you see in Cambodia in the last 5-6 years? Dr. Rupa was asking. So I said that when we started this our work in Cambodia on social accountability in 2006, 2007, we faced quite a lot of challenge, even to explain the concept of social accountability. In fact, the concept of citizen questioning the government. So that was a kind of challenge. But when you talk to civil society organizations, when you talk to municipal officers today, they are more amenable to the conversation around civic engagement, citizen participation, and social accountability. It's no more a kind of big threat that citizens are monitoring municipal performance, but it's seen as a kind of collaborative effort to improve the performance of the municipalities. So, so that's a big change in the attitude of people here, both from civil society organizations, municipalities, and also the higher tier of government. And hats off to many government officials who have been supportive to the initiatives taken up by citizens, by many civil society organizations. So it has seen a kind of positive transition towards more democracy, more space for citizen participation. But of course we need to achieve quite a lot and need to work together. And that sets the context why we wanted to have our conference in Cambodia. We want to deepen our engagement in this country, but also in this entire region where civil society and citizen participation becomes the hallmark of participatory government. So, devolution, social accountability, civic engagement, citizen participation, but also talking about the new technologies, how it could improve participatory governance. Those are the areas that we want to deliberate upon in this particular conference. And I'm quite happy that we have got a range of participants with vast experience, practical experience, and we will be, I'm sure that we'll be able to learn from each other and contribute to the discussion. Just one thing that I would like to mention here. I am aware that there could be a language problem because we don't have a kind of official translation. We have Khmer speaking people, we have Bengali speaking people, we have Hindi speaking people, we have Bhasha speaking people. So whatever, I mean, you expect in a regional conference. But many of the practitioners may not be comfortable with English, but we have to support each other. We have to support each other wherever you are sitting. If you know the language and if someone is facing problem in or difficulties in following the language, please help us each other, and I'm sure that we'll be able to work together. I would like to give a special thanks to Silaka, and particularly one lady. I don't see her here, but that's an important. She's an important lady, Miss Mary Kush, and Mary you have seen. You can't miss Mary. So she was helping us in the registration. She has been wonderful support to organize this conference, and all of you would agree to that. We'll take an opportunity to congratulate Mary for her wonderful work. But special thanks to Silaka for taking the pain of organizing this conference. We take all the pleasure of coming to Phnom Penh and talking to each other and learning from each other. But they have really taken the pain of organizing and sort of bringing us together. So a big hand to Silaka. Without taking much time, may I now hand over it to my able colleague, Mr. Manoj Rai. Can I invite you to come over here to take us to the next session, which is on devolution of authorities to municipalities, looking particularly at issues of devolution of funds, functions, and functionaries. Thank you, Romadi, thank you, Sobani, and it's wonderful to be the co-organizer of this conference today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for our speaker,